Hi, my name is Scott Grimsley, and I'm originally from California. I grew up in Exeter, California. That's the Central Valley, and I've always been involved in church and in music and drumming. And I grew up playing in my youth group, playing drums, and then I went into the main service and played drums. And then I decided to move out to Texas to go to Christ for the Nations Institute. And so I moved out here, and then me and my girlfriend, she moved here to go to Baylor University to pursue her nursing degree at Baylor University. And so we were both here, and while we were here, we decided to get engaged, and so asked her to marry me, and she said yes. And so we got engaged, and then we got married, and we were going into our first year of marriage, and we were about halfway into the first year, and I got really sick. Ended up having sepsis, and which is basically a bacterial infection of your entire body. And it started out, I was just at home, I felt like I had the flu, and so I didn't know what was going on. And then my wife came home one day, and I just wasn't acting myself, and things around the house were just in weird places, and she was thinking that maybe I had like some strokes or something. And so we went to the hospital, and I passed out like halfway to the hospital. I lost consciousness and don't remember anything. And so we got there, and she took me in, and my hands, for some reason, they were starting to turn blue already. And so they took me into the ER, and they found out after doing a bunch of tests on me, which I don't remember any of it, that I have an infection, which is sepsis, and it started on my heart, and the infection was just pumping throughout my entire body because the heart was pumping it there. And so some parts of the infection had gone into my brain and caused me to have mini strokes. I had several of them. They airlifted me to Baylor Heart Hospital in Plano, Texas, and they did perform open heart surgery on me, and got all the bacteria out of my heart, which had almost eaten through an entire wall of my heart. And so they had to get muscle and put it in my heart to create a barrier. And then they patched me back up, but I ended up having to get a pacemaker because they had gone through my heart and ruined a lot of the electrical outputs that it has. And it ended up, during that time, affecting my blood flow to my body because my body basically thought that I was dying. So it decided to clot off. And so it started out clotting my arms first. And so they went into my arms and they tried to get the clots out. They went in about 5 times on each arm to get the clots out. And they were successful in that, but then the blood flow to my hands wasn't good. So they started turning black. And about halfway into my hospital stay, my hands just were pitch black. My whole right hand and then 4 fingers on my left hand were just black. It looked like I had been burned or had frostbite. And so we didn't know what was going to happen. And so, you know, we went to a hand specialist, a hand surgeon, and he looked at him and he was like, you know, this is like, you know, frostbite or a burn. You have to let them fully like die to where they're going to die, and then you'll have to have them amputated. Which that word to me always scared me, because I mean, before all this I had a phobia of hospitals. So, you know, I remember after the appointment, getting back in the car, and in the doctor's office, I didn't let it show that it affected me. I was like, okay, you know, we'll get through it. I got in the car with my wife, and I just broke down, really. Because I never expected in a million years that something like this would happen to me. And I was confused, kind of angry and upset. There's tons of other people, you think like why, like I don't deserve this, why would it happen to me? Yeah. And they amputated my 4 fingers on my left hand. And then they were trying to save as much of the right hand as they could. So they went in the first time and got all the dead stuff off and everything, and the fingers that were gone. And on that hand, every finger was gone. Every finger was black, and the palm of my hand, of the right hand, was black. And so they came back in and told me after the surgery, like, the left hand's, you lost 4 fingers, but that's all you're gonna have to do. But then the right hand, they told me, we don't think there's anything really to save. So I think the best option for you, would be to just have your hand fully amputated. And for me, that was a really hard time. And again, I was crying with my wife, and we were trying to get through it and praying and just asking God for peace. This happened to me, and yeah, it was traumatic, but I knew that God was better, and that God had me, and He was holding me, and He was carrying me through it, through just little things that He would show me every day. When I would get discouraged, He would come and lift me up and be like, it's gonna be okay, And so I decided from, early on after the amputation, like, this isn't gonna stop me, that I'm still gonna drum. And nothing on earth or anything that the enemy throws my way is not going to stop me. There's no way that the enemy could do that. And so I've always had that relationship with Christ, and He's given me, strong faith, and worshiping is one of the ways I've connected with Him most. Everybody connects with God in a different way, but worship is it's always been my number one. And drumming has always been the gift that He's given me, to worship Him and to glorify Him. And even now, as I have, these disabilities, if you want to call them, I don't let that stop me. I got prosthetics made, so I could drum again, and I'm drumming again, and I'm giving my all to God in the gift that He's given me, and I'm not going to stop. Yeah, going through a situation like this, naturally, you have every reason and right to be pissed off and angry at God even, and at life, and you kind of just want to give up. And you hear their stories of things happen to people, and they just go away, and you never hear about them again because they just give up and go and kind of throw a pity party, honestly. But what you have to realize is that God, He makes goodness out of bad things. And He makes the ruins of your life beautiful. And that's how I look at this situation. It's just one of the ruins in my life that happened, but God's making it beautiful again. And I'm using it for His glory, because I'm completely sold out for Him, and I want to tell people how much He loves them. And no matter what you're going through today, no matter what you're facing, no matter how bad it looks, trust God. He knows exactly what He's doing, even when you don't feel like He does. I promise you that He loves you, He has the best for you, and that it's going to work out and that you just need to keep your trust in God, and He'll see you through. Just so you guys know, I can crush people's skulls now, so that's even better. Good things come out of bad situations.